Today we will be talking about chemical nomenclature, or names and formulas for common chemical compounds. You can find everything you need on the periodic table. We will go over how to name ionic and covalent compounds. Ionic compounds consist of a metal and a nonmetal. For example, the alkaline earth metals can be found on the left side of the periodic table. They all have a charge of 2+ because they have 2 electrons they would like to lose. Compounds made from alkaline metals are colorless, like the compounds in these test tubes. Let's take a very common example of an ionic compound. Sodium, a metal, and chlorine, a nonmetal, combine to make sodium chloride, which is commonly known as table salt. The sodium's positive charge cancels with the chlorine's negative charge, and we are able to write the first and last name of this compound, sodium and chloride. Some of the most interesting compounds come from the middle of the periodic table. This section is known as the transition metals. Let's take chromium as an example. Chromium has variable charge. Chromium 2+ is blue, chromium 3+ is green, and chromium 6+ is orange. Transition metals come in all colors of the rainbow. Some are very dangerous, but some are useful in paint and makeup dyes. Sometimes you have formulas with polyatomic ions in them. Polyatomic ions are ions with more than one type of atom. Some common examples are nitrate, sulfate, and phosphate. Let's try the example of calcium phosphate. Calcium has a 2+ charge, and phosphate has a 3- charge. The 3 from the phosphate now goes with the calcium, and the 2 from the calcium now goes with the phosphate. You need parentheses to indicate there are 2 total phosphates in the compound. The total charge must equal 0. So there are 3 calciums with a 2+ charge with a total charge of 6+, and 2 phosphates with a 3- charge for a total charge of 6-. Covalent compounds are made up entirely of nonmetals. Nonmetals are found to the right of the stairs on the periodic table. Sulfur and fluorine are nonmetals and can bond together to make sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur hexafluoride is a gas and would be stored in a container similar to the container oxygen is stored in. Another class of compounds are acids. Acids produce hydrogen ions when dissolved in water. Acids are corrosive or tend to react strongly with many types of materials. A common example of an acid is nitric acid. You can see that the acid has begun to react with the sides of this bottle. There are strong warnings on the side of the bottle to be very careful when working with acids. You now know that ionic compounds are made of metals and nonmetals, covalent compounds are made completely of nonmetals, and acids produce hydrogen ions when dissolved in water.